Dun Shows World.
Welcome to Shows World Gamers, Josh here, and as this week draws to a close, I wanted to take a moment to look at this week's biggest news stories, this week's gaming announcements, and of course, some of this week's new video game releases. Now, if this is your first time on the channel, do me a quick favor and hit that subscribe button to join in on the fun. Alright gamers, let's kick off this week in review with a few news stories. Now, in a report from Bloomberg, it looks like we got some pretty credible info on the upcoming next Nintendo console. As in a report from Omdia, a company that looks into manufacturing and other things, they stated that based on contacts with supply chain companies, that Nintendo will be responsible for doubling the shipment of displays in 2024. This means that manufacturing of the next-gen console should be starting at basically any time, as they are readying for a 2024 release. The report also suggested the new displays will be a larger 8-inch display, but will be LCD and not OLED. So this does lend to the fact that we do all expect the system will be releasing in 2024. Not a big surprise there. Now, we also got our second big gaming showcase of the year this week as PlayStation had a state of play. There was a lot of games shown, including Helldivers 2, Stellar Blade, and V-Rising, which both looked really good, and Silent Hill 2 Remake, to name a few. And we got our first look at the sequel to Death Stranding in an extended look at the game coming from Hideo Kojima with the title Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, with a release announcement for 2025. And they did announce they will be doing another state of play next week on February 6th, focusing on an extensive look at Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the second part of the Final Fantasy VII Remake games.
Now it's time to finish the journey.
Now also, the hype behind palworld does not seem to be slowing down at all, as we had the developers release just more mind-blowing numbers showing just how popular this game is right now, with some crazy player counts, as they announced they have surpassed 19 million players, with 12 million players coming from Steam and another 7 million players firing up the game on their Xbox systems. Truly an impressive feat, and they also pledged to continue fixing any bugs in the game, and don't forget the game is technically still in early access. Alright gamers, next up let's take a look at some gaming announcements. Now Berserk Boy received a release date trailer announcing this awesome looking side-scrolling Mega Man X inspired indie game. It will be releasing on the PC as well as the Nintendo Switch on March 6th. And the game looks, well, it just looks like a lot of fun, with bright clean graphics and fast gameplay. It looks to include high quality animated cutscenes and an altogether polished package that I'm looking forward to checking out. And for fans of the Mega Man X series, this definitely looks like a title you're not going to want to miss. Also, Euphoria The Saga 2 is a platformer sequel to the little known but really fun original 8-bit NES game Euphoria. And this week we got an announcement trailer that the game is coming to the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series systems, joining the Nintendo Switch and PC versions when the game releases on March 1st. Also, Sonic X Shadow Generations received an official announcement trailer at Sony State of Play. The game is coming this autumn to the Nintendo Switch, the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 5, the PC, Xbox One, and Xbox Series systems, and it is a greatest hits playlist of iconic 2D and 3D Sonic levels from Sonic Generations, both remastered and expanded, but it will also introduce an all-new standalone campaign for Shadow the Hedgehog, making this the definitive blend of classic Sonic, modern Sonic, as well as Shadow gameplay. Alright gamers, let's finish up with this week's new video game releases. Now, Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League released this week to kind of mixed reviews. It released this week on the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 5, PC, Xbox One, and Xbox Series systems. The game is based on the DC comic of the same name, where a group of villains are tasked with taking down the most powerful superheroes in the world. The game is a third-person, 1 to 4 player action adventure game where you control one of 4 supervillains, including Captain Boomerang, Deadshot, Harley Quinn, and King Shark. The premise of the game sounds like a home run, but early reviews have been mixed, so I would definitely suggest reading some reviews, maybe watching some gameplay videos before making a final decision on picking this one up. Also releasing this week, Persona 3 Reload is a remake of the original classic Atlas RPG Persona 3 game, which originally released all the way back in 2006 for the PlayStation 2. The game is faithfully remade with cutting-edge graphics, modernized quality of life features, and that signature stylish style that has, it's been perfected by the series. The game is out now on the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 5, the PC, Xbox One, and Xbox Series systems, as well as getting a release on Game Pass. Also, Jujutsu Kaisen First Clash released this week for the Nintendo Switch, the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 5, the PC, Xbox One, and Xbox Series systems. The game is based on the popular Jujutsu Kaisen anime and manga series. In the game, you will choose your fighter to battle and aim for new heights by mastering the cursed techniques, powerful Jujutsu sorcerers, and cursed spirits in arena-style 2 vs 2 3D action fighting gameplay. Now, Grand Blue Fantasy Relink released this week for the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 5. And this action role-playing game looks really impressive. The gameplay looks fast and smooth, with impressive graphics and some amazing-looking gameplay. You will create a party of 4, each with unique weapons, skills, and combat styles, to take on quests, battle enemies, and score valuable loot solo or party up with friends for up to 4-player co-op. Alright gamers, that concludes this week in review for the week ending on February 2nd. The week started with rumors swirling that Xbox are already planning on moving forward with starting to phase out physical media on upcoming game releases. Then PlayStation had its first State of Play of 2024, giving us a look at the sequel to Death Stranding. And the week ended with the announcement of the Riffmaster wireless guitar controller, coming this spring for use with Rock Band 4 and presumably Fortnite Festival. And it's coming to the PlayStation as well as Xbox systems. But let me know anything we may have missed in the comments, and thanks for joining us today, gamers. Shows World, out.